Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spiels to Reels. This is the podcast all about movies done by two siblings who ramble on a lot. My name is Dallin, and with me I have my sister and co-host Jordan.
Sup?
And, yeah, it's kind of a relaxed day here.
We're just winging it again.
It's gonna be like the thing for this show, I feel.
I think so, too.
But I'm okay with that, because, like, it brings out the honest opinions.
Right, yeah, it's not too...
You know? So,
it's
like,
not too scripted.
Yeah. Not to say that Red 2 Chatter is scripted at all.
Or anyone else's podcast.
Yeah, because Red 2 Chatter, man, we go off on tangents all the time.
Red 2 Chatter is fun to listen to.
It is very fun.
I like it, anyway.
It's fun to be on.
You guys should go check it out if you like Star Wars.
Yes.
Go look at Red 2 Chatter.
Plug right in the beginning of the
plug.
video.
Yep.
Okay.
You brought it up.
So we have basically 3 topics to talk about today, and the first 2 are going to be quite long.
Yeah, because we have opinions.
Yeah, we have a lot of opinions on, especially the second one. The midsection of this show is going to be
long. Well, not like we're going to draw on.
For
but,
2 hours.
Right.
I think we almost did that one time. I don't remember what movie we were talking about where we almost went on for 2 hours.
I don't remember either.
Wonder Woman.
There you go.
It was Wonder Woman. It was Wonder Woman. Okay.
I don't even know.
Speaking of Wonder Woman, who had a 70s movie made about her, we are talking about remakes.
Whoop whoop.
Even though the newest Wonder Woman movie isn't a remake, but...
No, it's pretty, well...
It's pretty original.
Yeah, well, and it's Marvel. I mean, Marvel's just... Not
DC.
Marvel, but DC.
Don't you dare.
Sorry. Well, no, I had Marvel on my brain. I was thinking about something else. But, DC, and so DC and Marvel are both just, they're just bringing their stuff back in cinematic form, so I wouldn't consider that a remake.
Yeah.
Like, remakes are, like, for some stupid reason, the only one coming into my head is that stupid Footloose movie.
2011
If you've
Footloose.
seen the 2011 Footloose, but you have not seen the original Footloose with
80s.
Kevin Bacon, shame on you.
William Penn.
Because that one is...
Or is it William Penn? Guy played as Willard.
I have no...
He's one of the Penn brothers.
He is a Penn, yeah.
Well, he was a Penn. He passed away.
Dead?
Yeah, he passed away.
Sorry. Sorry, dude. That's that's depressing. He couldn't have been that old.
Yeah. He had like a heart attack or something.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And that happened like in 2009, I think. I heard. But yeah, 2011 Footloose is just awful. It's not anywhere close to being the original. And I know, like, a lot of people go, oh, you can never beat the original. In my opinion, that is not true. There are remakes that are, in my opinion, are better than the originals.
Right.
For example, I don't know if you consider it a remake, but I liked Maleficent way more than I like Sleeping Beauty.
I don't know if I consider that a remake, though. That's more of just like
a retelling?
Yeah, it's a retelling. It's a twist. Like, you look at Beauty and the Beast, and that's pretty much a remake.
Yeah.
With some embellishment. It's live action.
Yeah, and
so
there's added stuff.
Right, so obviously it's a little different, and it's embellished, and there's added, and the music in it is added, which I love. The added songs.
Yeah.
But, so you got stuff like that, or, what did you say? Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan is coming out later. I'm not sure the exact release date.
Right.
But it's gonna sport an old Asian cast. That's what they're
but that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Freaking China.
You can't have some white dude coming out.
Right.
Or,
calling himself General
a lot of people
Captain
are saying,
Shang or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they want Eddie Murphy back as Mushu. To play as Mushu again.
He could only do motion capture, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have...
And voice acting.
You can't have a dude running around in a suit as Mushu.
This isn't the stage play of Mulan.
That would be ridiculous.
No, yeah, I mean,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, him doing the voice and stuff like that. That's perfectly cool. I saw a post on Facebook today where it was basically showing off, like, the fan-made cast where like a whole bunch of people were putting out their ideas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who this guy is, but the guy they got to play Shan Yu, the main Hun, he looks freaking good. Like he looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like if he played a Shan Yu, I would have no debates about that. That would be an amazing, like really really good casting if they put that guy in as Shan Yu. But you gotta wonder, like, what are they good? Because I heard that this isn't gonna be a musical.
It's not a musical?
Yeah.
So that's what you said?
Yeah, I heard that it wasn't gonna have any, be a man.
I'm okay with that, though, because I feel like Mulan, the story has the potential to be heavy.
Yeah.
And, like, even the cartoon, in certain ways, was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, she pretends to be a guy to get into the army so her dad doesn't have to go, and she has to fight the Huns who are invading China, and that guy Shan Yu is ruthless. Yeah,
Shang's father dies in the middle of it.
The village gets trashed, and the penalty for her being in the army as a woman is death. And so, I mean, it's pretty heavy, and I think the songs lightened it up to make it more kid-friendly.
Yeah.
But if you're going to make it live action anyway, you might as well make it a little darker and a little heavier.
Well, that's what Beauty and the Beast did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made it a lot darker and a lot heavier than even though the original cartoon of it is very dark and very heavy.
Right, anyway.
But they made it, like, because of the abuse that he had from his father.
Right.
And
what happens to Belle's mom.
And that Gaston was actually a war hero.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That was, like, one of my favorite additions. He was not just some idiot hunter out there in some random village. He was in the war, and he was a captain. So if he was a captain, he had to have been proficient or, competent, at least in the military.
Yeah.
He had to have been a good soldier, because he was a captain. Like, you don't just get made captain by being a moron.
Yeah.
And so, it just gave Gaston a lot of depth, and so I like the live-action remakes of the Disney animated movies. I think
so far, yeah,
so
I
far.
like them.
I like the potential that they have, because you do have the ability to expand a little bit, like they did in Beauty and the Beast. And you have, you can add stuff, and you can add depth and character development, and stuff that you don't get from the animated films.
Especially since back then, when at least for an animated film, they're not expecting you to go like over 2 hours with it. So a lot of Disney like movies of another one, Jungle Book. I forgot to mention.
Jungle Book's a great one.
Jungle Book is one of the best remakes out there.
It is, and like I never cared for the cartoon.
Oh, me neither.
It was never one of my favorites, but I love the live action version. Like, love it. You get so much more development. And like, you get a little taste of the song, the bare necessities, but they're singing all off key, and it's just very
Bill
natural.
Murray.
Right. It's just really natural, and they're just
they're just having fun.
Right. They don't actually make a musical scene out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas in Beauty and the Beast, it makes sense in that setting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's
an enchanted castle.
Right.
It's much more magical than Jungle Book is.
Right. It's a lot easier to slip songs in there without ruining the tone of the movie or pulling you out of it. Or, whatever.
There is the whole Christopher Walken. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I want to be like you. Ooh,
that was great, though, because it was the only song in there, and it was so...
Me too? Why did I say me too? I'm like, me too! I thought you meant, like, I love that part. I was going to say me too, but then you said something different, and I went on with it anyway. But no, that part is really good. In fact, that whole King Louis scene is just awesome.
It is. He's so scary. Like, he freaked me out. I was like, oh my gosh, this dude's scary. Yeah. Run, Mowgli!
Yeah. And I like how you get some Mowgli backstory of how, like, Shere Khan actually killed his dad.
Right.
And that's why he's afraid of, like, and he used the fire, and that's, like, now Shere Khan has, like, a burn across his face. And that's why he hates humans so much.
And fire.
Yeah. And I just like, I like that addition as well.
Yeah.
Because in the animated version, it's just like, oh, fire. He's just scared of fire.
Right. And so I think
not really any.
Yeah. Right.
Reason.
But so I think with Mulan, it makes sense for them to take the music out because of what the tone is going to be. What the tone could be, potentially, for the movie.
Also, the ending. Thank you for changing the
Jungle
ending.
Book? Yes, thank you.
My God.
That was one of my biggest problems with the cartoon.
I could not stand the ending of the cartoon.
No.
Let me just go back to my village.
Yeah, because I see a pretty girl. That's the only reason he goes back. It's like, seriously? Really? You cheap-ass freaking Disney writers at that time?
Yeah.
What was wrong with you?
And so, it makes way more sense for him to stay in the jungle, to stay with basically his family.
Right.
Because, what did the village ever do for him? You know?
Well, and, I hated in the cartoon, too, how it says he was raised by wolves, but you never actually get to see that interaction. Whereas in this movie, you get to see Mowgli trying to be a part, of the wolf family, and how difficult that is for him as a person, obviously. It's gonna be hard.
And Bagheera is kind of like the trainer. And Bagheera's my favorite, too.
Bagheera has this spot in my heart, and he always has. I adore Bagheera.
He's an awesome character.
Right, and he was the best part about the cartoon, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And
it was Bagheera.
But it was awesome because he is the best part. He's one of the best parts of the remake.
He is, yeah.
Because you got Baloo. Baloo's way better, in my opinion, in the live action movie. And then you got the whole wolf pack with Akira and everything like that. Akita, and everyone. Like that, and then you have Shere Khan, who is actually threatening.
Right, he actually makes you nervous.
Especially when he comes up and, lies next to, the former wolf leader before he kills him.
Right.
Or when he's, talking to the cubs about the cuckoo bird and how it comes into the family and all the other birds starve because the mother is only feeding that one, and it's an analogy of Mowgli to them, and then that one wolf tries to get away, and he just goes, he puts his paw right in front of him, and you're like, no.
Right,
no.
Yeah, you're just so petrified that he's gonna kill this little baby wolf cub. It's like,
and then
no.
And then he lets him go, and you're like,
right.
I remember when we were in the theater, and that part came around, people were like,
right, yeah, it's like this collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
To go, thank goodness.
Yeah.
He didn't go that far, but he could have, and he would have if he'd wanted to make a point.
Yep.
By doing it. And I loved what they did with Shere Khan and how he was just so... He was like the quiet, calm threat.
Yeah.
He never got... until towards the end, he never got really, vicious and violent. It was just this
Well,
cold...
he got it in, outbursts. When he killed the wolf pack leader.
But even that, though, that was not out of passion. That was calculated and planned and, just very precise. He did that for a purpose.
Yeah.
He didn't just get, angry or, he was just, this very quiet, cold, collected, for the most part, in control of himself villain. And I feel like you don't get that very much with Disney sometimes. You get the villains that are just I'm gonna kill you and bleh. I don't even know. But Shere Khan was just, they did him really well.
Yeah.
And Bagheera. And every time Bagheera went to fight Shere Khan, I freaked out. Because I was like, no, don't hurt my Bagheera. You can't have him.
But yeah, that's one of the best remakes. By far.
Of Disney, definitely.
And I like Beauty and the Beast.
I like Beauty and the Beast too.
I don't know if I can really, because I don't know if with the
you gotta collect
compare the original to the remake on Beauty and the Beast. It's really hard to, because I love both of them. Yeah, but I think that the remake might have the edge for me.
Just in terms of character development and, things tying together a little bit more and it being a little tighter.
And the Enchantress actually freaking coming back.
Right. Yeah, because in the animated, it's
and in the musical.
How does she know? And how does she know? Okay, the one issue, alright, and this is going off topic, but the one issue I have with Beauty and the Beast, especially the remake, is that the Enchantress curses the Beast, right? So, because he's a narcissistic ass.
Yeah.
Who clearly needs to learn a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So she curses him, so it's like, you've either got to learn to love or you're going to be screwed. Why the hell does Gaston not get that same opportunity?
That is a good point.
She is in the town with him. She sees him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do the same thing to him?
So that she can teach him a lesson too.
Right. Like
that is a good point. Why not?
In the remake, yeah. Why? Because she's still around. He calls her a, what does he call her? Like a hag or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Homeless, bitter hag or something. I don't remember what he calls her. And you're like, no offense, Agatha. But like, she knows the type of person he is.
Yeah.
And there's no discernible reason why she decided to go curse the Beast, but then not curse Gaston.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any, that was the one gaping plot hole that I was like, I mean, do you just think that Gaston's never gonna get it? And like, there's no point in even trying? I mean, why didn't you give him a chance? What made you think the Beast was gonna get it eventually? He was an ass. He was just as bad. He had his freaking ball full of women. There were like no men there at all, except around the edges of the room.
Yeah.
It was like, how narcissistic are you, and how pervy are you to just, like, that's all you want. Yeah. You just want a bunch of women there at your beck and call that you can dance with and figure out who you're gonna bugger that night.
I thought you were gonna say bone.
No. Same meaning, but
yeah,
no.
it is the same meaning.
Wrong word. No, I was gonna go that. Yeah, no. Okay, but like, yeah, like why did you think that he deserved, the chance?
The second chance,
right? To at least try to figure it out.
Well, maybe.
But Gaston doesn't.
Maybe it has something to do with his past. Because like his mom died, his
but
father.
But you don't know what Gaston's past was
hit
like.
Him. But yeah.
You have no idea if his parents were screwed up or if he never even had parents and he was like an orphan. Like, you have no clue.
That's why I would love a Maleficent type movie that stars Gaston.
Right.
With Luke Evans as Gaston.
Yes, Luke Evans must be Gaston. If you ever do that, Luke Evans absolutely has to be Gaston. And like, you could even take a wicked turn with it.
Mm-hmm.
Where he fakes his death by falling because, like, the Beast and Belle are out to get him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it would be awesome.
It would be. It would be really interesting to see, like, a story like that. And I've always said it, like, because he says, I've hunted wild beasts and I've seen what they can do. Mm-hmm. What does that entail? Has he seen, like, one of his closest friends get killed by one?
Right.
That, like, and...
Well, like, did he go to the war and like, with, like, pure intentions, but stuff he saw there just really messed him up?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. You don't know his backstory, so you can't really make that...
that judgment.
Right, you can't come to that conclusion that, oh, well, the Beast deserved it because he had a crappy father and his mom died. It's like, well...
You don't know anything about Gaston.
Right, you have no background other than the fact that he was in the military.
But, like, I would love to see, like, what that first meeting between LeFou and Gaston, is like. Like, how did those two meet and become such good friends that, And one thing, it always, because Gaston, he's a jerk, right? But, like...
Right.
He always makes time for LeFou. Like, he always does. He always lets him tag along. He always lets him follow him around. Because he doesn't mind. He's only a jerk to LeFou when LeFou does something stupid. But other than that, he's never really hurtful towards LeFou, or he doesn't really insult him at all.
Not until towards the end in the live-action version.
Yeah.
Where he threatens to throw him in the wagon with Belle and her dad if he doesn't fall in line.
Yeah.
But like,
that could have been just the heat of the moment.
Exactly.
Type
he was already pissed, and he's already pretty far gone at that point. But if you cursed him, maybe before he got to that point, maybe he could have figured it out, but you'll never know.
Yeah.
Or you'll never know unless they do like a Maleficent retelling where it's like
Gaston.
Yeah. Which, yes, do it soon so Luke Evans can be Gaston.
Yes.
Please.
Please do.
I loved Luke Evans.
But yeah, for the Mulan one, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Right. Lenora.
You can hear our
he can hear
niece.
LJ up there.
Yeah, you can hear our niece up there.
Maybe. You could probably hear that.
Yeah, you could probably hear.
She's giggling.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm because I think that they can make the war scenes like look really good in live action.
Yeah, they can make
like
those look
the
insane. And
the Huns coming down the mountain.
And you could do so much more with them. You can get actual battle scenes where they're actually fighting.
Yeah.
Like you can.
And I'm excited for the cross-dressing scene. It's like the best scene.
Right.
By the way,
that's gonna be hilarious.
on there, Benedict Wong, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
People want him to play as Yao.
That would be awesome.
Yao.
I could so get behind him for that.
Yeah.
He'd be good.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was looking over there and I was expecting to see Jackie Chan somewhere on that list. No Jackie Chan.
He could play one of the older parts.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
He could play as Chi-Fu. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan as Chi-Fu.
He could be Chi-Fu, like an older
pretty
Chi-Fu.
good.
It would be freaking hilarious.
Oh, Chi-Fu is supposed to be kind of an older dude.
Yeah. But
if you want to completely waste him, just put him in the general who dies.
Right, no, don't do that. Good Lord. Our niece. Squealing. Okay, but, so that's the good side of remakes.
Yeah.
Then you have...
Footloose.
Well, Footloose, and there's just, oh god, I can't even keep up at this point, because almost, like, every third movie that comes out of Hollywood these days is a freaking remake. And it's like, why? Why did you have to remake that? It's been done, for the most part, they've been done well. That's why they remake them. I mean, you've got, like, what was Dad watching the other day? He was watching Ben-Hur. And he's like, the original is really good, the new one not so much. And I'm like, why do you feel the need to constantly... Well, I know why. It's because Hollywood, you're full of a bunch of wussies that don't want to take a chance on anything new, and you just want to keep plugging away at the same old stuff over and over and over again because it's worked in the past. And so you think, well, hey, if we just dish this same stuff out, but make it worse, people are going to they're still go pay to see it. It's like, just knock it off. Get some original ideas, please.
See, that's one thing that Disney seems to be doing right. They're doing remakes, and then they're doing original stuff.
Right, yeah. Disney's one of the few companies out there that consistently does original. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, big, successful original things.
Now, I have no doubts that in, like, I don't know, 20 years' time, there's probably going to be a remake of, like, Tangled or Brave or... That's
fine, though. They're just recycling their own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're... Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem when studios start relying on remakes of movies that were made well in the past, and they either remake them to be worse, or they remake them to be different, but they still use the same name in hopes that it's going to pull audiences in. And I don't know. It's like the Blade Runner stuff. It's like, that was already done. Or,
Now, one remake that I'm excited for, but I'm like, why did you... Well, I mean, I'm excited for it because I think, you know, with the new age special effects and stuff, they can make this movie really good. And the 80s version was pretty good, but I'm still excited for it. I think it's coming out this year. In October.
You gotta give me a title. It?
Yeah, It.
Oh.
The one with the clown?
Yeah, I don't like horror, so...
So, like...
It's not because I don't like being scared. It's just normally I don't know, they're horky and I can see the twists coming and I don't know, they're boring for the most part. But anyway, keep going.
That one I'm excited for. I'm interested to see how they do it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, you know, because back in the 80s you had some rules that you had to play by. And nowadays those rules have been kind of lessened for horror movies. So I think I think they could go a lot darker with it than they did in like the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that they do it right.
Yeah, but see, that's another one. Like, there's no need. Why? Why can't you just come up with your own original stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you guys are so dried up in Hollywood. And if that's the case, then Hollywood needs to die.
Yeah.
A very quick death to let other people with actual original good ideas move into place.
Yeah.
That's why Netflix
and that one thing about the looking for audiences, what is it? The audiences that you want to attract.
Oh, like targeting the target
audience?
audience?
Yeah, target audiences need to die too.
That does. It really, really does. Like, because it puts so much emphasis on this one demographic. And, like, everyone else
That's
just
only
gets
like
screwed.
10% of the population.
Right. Normally it's like you want males between the ages of, it's like 21 and 36 or something like that. That's what most studios, that's what most movies are targeting. And it's just like, but it makes it so that even if a movie comes through that may not resonate well with that audience, but it would resonate well with another audience, like, it's going to get passed up for the most part. And it's not just Hollywood movie studios doing this. It is TV.
Oh, yeah.
Television.
Television programs are really bad at this, especially Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is possibly one of the worst examples of like, just big sexism when it comes to their shows. Because they've canceled shows because too many girls were watching them.
Right.
And
why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
They canceled Young Justice, the DC, which was an amazing show because the female characters got too much development. That's the reason why they canceled that show.
Yeah, Cartoon Network, in fact, most of the cartoon making studios these days, you guys just need to take a flying leap. Your stuff sucks for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it's so painful. I can't even turn on, like, a cartoon television station for our niece because it's just crap. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and, like, I'm not going to sit here and put her in front of that garbage and have her watch it. The only TV show she watches at our house, the only two, she watches Sesame Street and she watches My Little Pony, because My Little Pony rocks.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I am not going to put her in front of anything else. Well, it's not just Cartoon Network, though. Like,
Nickelodeon does some of it,
well, it's not just the kids, though. So, like, Longmire. If you guys have never seen Longmire, it's on Netflix. Netflix took it over after it got dropped off of its original...
I think it was like AMC.
Yeah, I think it was AMC. I'm not sure. But it's a great, great show. And it was one of the highest rating shows while it was on TV. And you know why it got dropped? It got dropped because the audience that was watching it was primarily 60s and over, as far as age goes.
Older people.
They were, people who are in their 60s and over. Those were the people who were watching it. And because that wasn't their target demographic, and we're not even on Remakes anymore, we're on target demographics, but because our target demographic was young males. And I'm like, why? Why the hell are you trying to constantly cater to that group? Like, I don't understand it. It's not like they buy more stuff from advertisers or... Like, I don't get it. Netflix is doing very well with... Well, I'm kind of glad that Netflix has Longmire, because I think Netflix is a little... They're braver. They'll take chances, and they'll go away from the formulas that TV shows generally fall into.
Well, that's... they bought Young Justice, I think.
Did they?
I think so. They are gonna continue it on Netflix.
But, like, just TV shows in general.
Netflix is the savior of many shows nowadays.
It is. Thank goodness for,
If your show gets canceled, go to Netflix.
Right.
And show it to them, and I guarantee you they'll
at least look at it.
They'll at least look at it and actually consider it.
But yeah, just TV shows on the networks. Network TV shows are getting so tired and so repetitive. And it's just the same crap and the same garbage that keeps, like, I I don't even watch that much TV. I would rather watch movies than TV any day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just, ugh.
Yeah. And just, yeah, it is sexism, and don't get me wrong.
Well, and it's ageism, too.
I'm not
why the hell don't you want a good show that people in their 60s like? What's wrong with that?
No, I'm not, big into feminism. But, that I will admit is pretty, offensive. And just, it's just wrong.
It is. Because then everything's targeted towards that demographic and the rest of the population.
It's like, hey, dumbasses. Do you think that maybe if you had more people watching your freaking show, that more people would buy stuff and you get more money?
Right?
Like that makes no sense to me.
No, I don't get it
Why
either.
wouldn't you try to get, all audiences into it? Or at least, the audience that is cut off between the age, the rating. So, TV 14.
Right,
try to get all those 14 and ups up there.
Right.
MA. Try to get all those 18 and ups in there.
Right.
Oh, both genders, or both sexes. Boom.
Right. Well, excuse you, but how freaking picky are you? Do you have any idea how many shows fail? Immediately, just bam, they bomb and they suck. And then you have a good show like Longmire that is getting the audience, it is getting good ratings, but it's not the age group you want, and you're gonna bitch about it by taking it off your network?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Makes no sense.
I hate it. Thank goodness for Netflix again, because Netflix is not beholden to advertisers.
No.
Thank goodness.
It's all about people giving them their money and giving them their subscriptions.
Right, it's just about subscriptions. Yep. Yeah, that's where they get their money from subscriptions. That's
how. Oh god. That's how Hulu is too. Well, if you get the premium version, they still go off of advertisements, but they're not that bad about it. They got plenty of shows there for everyone.
Right. So yeah, the whole concept of target audience and demographic it pisses me off.
It needs to go away.
It does. It needs to go away. You don't need to write.
Hollywood needs to go away.
To a certain extent, it really does. It needs to expand outwards because they just get so stuck and locked in their ways. And then it's but you just keep pumping out the same not necessarily, not always garbage. There are some exceptions. But for the most part, you just keep pumping out the same garbage. Sometimes it gets worse than the original garbage was. Mm-hmm. And you just... but apparently it works because they keep doing it. People, listeners out there, break away. I know it's hard, but quit going and watching these subpar movies.
Get rid of your satellite.
Yeah, get rid of your satellite. Get Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and go with them.
Trust me, they have all the stuff you need.
Right. Whoops, sorry, Katie. But yeah, okay. I think we've talked that topic to death. Should we move on to the next one?
Okay, so the next one is shipping.
Woohoo!
Well, this one's probably going to be just as long as that last one.
If not a little longer.
Okay, so let's just... Okay, so...
Define shipping.
I was gonna say, Jordan, for the people listening...
Okay, I will
tell us what shipping is.
Shipping is where you see two characters, right, in a particular fandom, and in your head, they work as a couple, but it's not necessarily canon.
And canon means part of the actual story.
Right, so, yeah, if you want a good, what's it called? A good example of canon, go look at Star Wars. Anything in the official Star Wars, the movies, the animated series, the comic books, everything like that, that's all canon, but anything released back in, the 90s, like the original Thrawn trilogy, is not canon. It's called Legends now. So that's...
Or like some of the video games that came out before.
Right. But so shipping is basically supporting a romantic relationship or a love relationship where there isn't necessarily one in canon, but normally, some people, and I will give you this with shipping, some people look for shipping constantly.
Yes.
And that's what they do in their fandoms, and that's what they like, and that's, like, that is their goal.
They are called shippers.
They are called shippers. And they just, that's like their life. They just look for things to ship, even if it really doesn't make sense in the context of canon.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a shipper in that context.
Depends on the show for me.
It doesn't for me. It's gotta either... I don't...
Like, there's only really... no, not really, actually. Never mind. I'm not really a shipper.
So, well, hold on. Did I explain it well enough, or do you have anything to add?
Well, okay, so there's also headcanons. Basically, think of shipping as kind of a headcanon. Headcanons are...
We're throwing terminology at you.
Headcanons are a canon that you come up with in your head. It is where... it's like an alternate reality type of thing.
Or where you twist things. Or where, like, you could even fill in blanks.
Yeah.
Aren't in canon.
Yeah.
But because it's not, it's not official, but no one can tell you that it's not real because there's nothing on that particular thing. It's a headcanon, right. It exists in reality to you.
Yeah.
Or it can if you want it to.
So, okay, so that was a pretty good example. So now let's go into... Should we just, like, go into, who we ship, or should we go into...
I just want to talk about shipping in general for a few minutes, yeah. So I feel like when you're in a fandom, right, there's usually a divide. There's a divide between the people who ship and the people who do not, and the people who get pissed off at the people who ship. It's like, there's usually that little point of contention there when those two sides collide with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Not always bad. It's just a difference of opinions. But, I feel like when you're in a fandom and people figure out that you do ship, you do partake in shipping,
mm-hmm.
that you sort of get discredited sometimes. And I think that's just it's an assumption that people make about those of us who do ship, which is that we're all a part of that little subgroup that goes out and looks for it and forces, like, the people who shipped Draco Malfoy with Hermione. What the hell kind of sense does that make? What are you thinking?
They barely had any, like, interaction with each other except for her punching him in the face.
Right, she punched him in the face. That was it. Or, like, Draco Malfoy with Ginny. Or...
Those two have zero interaction with each other.
Yeah, like, I don't... But that's the kind of, like, subgroup shipping that I'm talking about, where they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care if it makes any sense. They don't care if there's anything in canon to support it. They just want to see those two characters together for some inexplicable reason that normally I can't understand.
Oh, and let's not even go into cross-fandom ships.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that annoys me a little bit.
That does.
They don't even exist in the same
universe.
Yeah, they're not even in the same reality. Like,
stop it.
Right, yeah. So, like, I am not, like, an avid shipper that goes out and searches for this stuff. It only happens when... God, how do I explain this without rambling? It's okay. I think the primary focus for most people with shipping is that they just want to see romance in a story where there maybe doesn't,
need to be.
Well, they're just where there really isn't any, or there's not the kind that they want, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just part of our culture and our society, with this pressure that we put on romance, and like, people are not complete unless they're paired off with someone.
Yeah.
And so, trust me, I understand the side of fandom that does not really care for shipping. Like, I get it, because people with their ships can be freaking obnoxious and annoying. But as far as Dallin and I go, and I believe I speak for both of us here, the only time it really happens, at least for me, is when I see things in the context of canon that makes it so that, like, yeah, I could see that relationship happening. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't in canon, but because of what happens in canon, I could see it.
Yep.
As a possibility, if, like, circumstances had been different or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's when ships happen for me.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, same goes for me. it can be for example, a TV show, and this is a very good example for a TV show. I know that you don't like the show, but I absolutely loved this show when it came out. Mm-hmm. However, the ending freaking pissed me off and it instantly made me just pretend that freaking series finale never happened, because it didn't. But that's Gravity Falls.
Oh.
And it's just Gravity Falls is a great example of shipping gone wrong. Right, if you guys don't know what Gravity Falls is, it was a show that came out on Disney XD a while back, and
it's an animated show.
Yes,
and I use the term animated loosely.
It's a cartoon. It's not animated. it's cartoon.
Crummy.
I personally like the animation. She doesn't. Whatever. But just shut up. but shut up. But that is a great example of shipping gone wrong. So you have the main character Dipper. He's he's kind of like the every dude. Now everybody ships every single girl with him. All the time. The only character that I ever shipped him with was Pacifica, who is who's kind of made out to be an antagonist at first, but through one episode, instantly changes her mind, and there's, instant chemistry between those two. Instant. There's, and I was oh, please let this actually happen. Mm-hmm. Never does. They barely even interact anymore on camera, which really annoyed me. And it's just it can just take one episode for me, at least in a TV show. Of course, in a TV show, but yeah. It can take one episode for me to instantly I like that, couple, mm-hmm. And I could see that really working out. Because in this episode you get she invites him to a party. She invites him and his sister to a party. They come over. It turns out that the reason why she invited him was because she wants to exorcise this ghost out of her mansion, who actually has a vendetta against her family because they kicked him out. They built a mansion and had parties, but he was the one that built the mansion, and they wouldn't let him in because he was lowly. He was a low life or whatever. Not really low life, but he was poor.
Anyway.
So, and just the friendship that they have in that episode, and the friendship that they develop, and the relationship and chemistry that they have, it works. And then you have Dipper and Wendy, who just it's so obvious that the writers are trying to make them seem like they're gonna be the main couple, mm-hmm. or whatever, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it completely is too forced, and it doesn't make sense in the whole grand scheme of things.
Okay, that right there, though, brings up... So, if you're not a shipper, let me see if I can explain to you the appeal of shipping, at least to Dallin and I. Mm-hmm. It's because when relationships between two characters are written from the beginning with romance and falling in love in mind, it usually is not done well.
Yeah.
It's either forced, or it's it's this assumption that it's here's two people, regardless of gender, but here's two people. It's normally a guy and a girl. And because they're a guy and a girl and they're in close proximity with one another, there's going to be automatic attraction. No, that's not how it works. And so people don't even, I feel when they're writing romantic relationships, I'll say this in a minute, but so when they're writing romantic relationships, right? Relationships that are meant to be romantic in nature, they don't care. They don't care if the characters are compatible. They don't care if it is good for the story. All they care about is that there is a romantic relationship in there, because for some reason we can't have storylines without romance being involved.
Yeah, now, you guys have heard me complain about this before. How I absolutely hate... this is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of cinema. I hate forced romance plots.
Yes.
I cannot stand them.
No, they suck.
Because you look at two characters, like, okay, take for example, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah.
You have Karina, and then you have, what is his name? Freaking Will and Elizabeth's son.
Oh, what is his name? No, I
and
don't
like,
remember.
The instant that both of them come on screen, you're like, oh, they're gonna get together.
You're right, you know.
Like, it's
Doesn't
so
matter.
predictable.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if they're compatible.
Like, and also, I have a feeling that when two characters finally get together, you should want to feel something.
You should.
You should want to be like, aww.
Right, like,
or
finally, or yes.
Finally, or like have that relief. Finally.
Right.
Like, yes, I saw this, like, I kind of saw this coming, but I wasn't sure if they would. And,
right.
like, you know, you're like, oh, maybe not. That is what you should be feeling, not, okay,
right, like, well, there that is, it's done with, we're past that, let's move on to something more interesting.
Yeah.
But that's the appeal of ships, though.
Yeah.
For us, because you get to see two characters outside of that, you know, instant romantic scope. You get to see them just interacting with each other as people.
As friends.
And then hopefully as friends. And so, shipping is more, for us anyway, just... What?
By the way, that's how relationships work in real life.
Right. You don't
I don't know if you guys could hear me on that. But I said that's how they work in real life, man.
Well, that's how they should. We just put so much, especially in our society, like, we just put so much emphasis on...
Physical attraction.
On physical attraction and on romance. And you think you're not complete without it. But it's like, love and romance are two completely separate things. I am not a fan of romance. I love love, hate romance. Okay? So, love is not this thing that is going to just, like, come in and bash apart your life and all of a sudden you're a completely different person. Or it shouldn't be. It's something quiet that's not there at one point, and then it just sort of slips in, and all of a sudden it's there. But it doesn't change who you are, and it doesn't change, especially in the scope of a story, doesn't change what you have to do.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, your responsibilities and your goals and everything like that. It's just that now you have this connection with this person that you didn't have before. But, like, that's the appeal of ships, is that you can, especially in things that give you those little hints of it, you can let that love exist in your head, but it's not thrown in your face. It's not romance.
Right.
It's just...
Now... Okay, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, it's just two people loving one another, but not letting that love, like, completely just take over everything.
Yeah.
And so that's the appeal of shipping to me.
Okay.
One of them.
I was gonna say, now... One kind of genre that I think does love pretty well is anime. I think that a lot of anime actually does love pretty well, except for, you know, like Sasuke and Sakura.
That's annoying.
I like Tamari and Shikamaru.
Yes, I love them. I adore those two.
Those two are really good. Because, like, they flirt with each other, right? But, like, they never really fully get together. But you're like, just get together already, you know?
Right.
Like, you know, you're just kind of sitting like, please. And then...
But they're so compatible.
Yeah,
They work really well
and
together.
I actually really like Hinata and Naruto. Mm-hmm. I think those two are really good together. And I love I think they have, like, actual chemistry. Mm-hmm. Or, let's go with our favorite anime of all time, Kurisu and Okabe from Steins Gate.
Steins Gate, yes.
Those two have the best relationship I think I've ever seen in an anime.
Right, well, because, I mean, it kind of becomes, you know, I mean, it sort of takes over in the sense that she's his motivation towards a part of it. But no, she isn't actually.
No, Mayuri is.
He loves her, but he's got to let her go.
Mm-hmm.
In order to fix what he did. So, yeah, and, like, that's exactly what it should be, is, like, I love this person, but here's all this other stuff, and I can't just let this, all happen.
Spoiler, I can't let Mayuri die.
Right, if you've never seen Steins Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't let Mayuri die, and I can't let all of these awful things happen just because I'm in love with this person. Like, and so, like, God, and it's just like, I read this really good post. I don't know if it was on Reddit or it wasn't Tumblr. I don't think Tumblr gets this deep, but...
No, Tumblr is full of shippers.
Tumblr is full of shippers, which it's a good place to go if you want to be, in your little shipping community. Just watch out for the people who don't like you, because you're going to get trolled.
They will come a-knocking.
Yeah, eventually. They will come for you. So just watch it on Tumblr, but it might have been Reddit. But it was just this whole thing talking about how so much pressure is put on love, and it's like, love is not enough. And that sounds like a really cynical thing to say until you really start to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And they drew up this comparison between two singers, and one of them was, I think, one of the Beatles who wrote one of their really famous love songs, but the dude was, like, abusive and went through 2 marriages and everything like that. And then there was this other singer who had these really dark, edgy, like, he was almost like a Kiss type. He was really edgy and dark.
Like a Sting.
Like a Sting type singer. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but he, he sang these songs about how love is not enough and everything, but then he was faithful to one woman for most of his life and, had kids, and he was a pretty good family guy. And they're just like, these two outlooks on love are so different that one sees it as the be-all, end-all, and everything, and if you have it, it's going to fix everything, and the other person sees it as, it's not enough. You still have to do what you have to do.
Yeah,
like, it's not going to fix your problems. It's not going to lift you up, into the light or whatever. It is not going to save you. Love doesn't save you. It's just, God, I don't even know how to describe my thoughts on love, but it's just the quiet little thing that sits with you in the dark. Because it's the only thing that can,
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to pull you out of that darkness. You have to do that yourself.
Yep. You have to work.
Right. Yeah. And, like, you still have to make your decisions, and you still have to be true to who you are. And I just feel like the love is the be-all, end-all, and love is more than enough. That's usually what you get when you get relationships that are written with the intention of being romantic.
Yeah.
Whereas with shipping, you don't have all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very organic, natural, beautiful relationship, and it could just be friendship, but you can see how love would slip in there.
Yep.
But it's not going to be in your face, and it's not going to change much, but it's going to be there. And, like, I don't know. I love the subtlety that comes from that.
Love should not be up in your face.
It really shouldn't be.
Like, I would say the best way you could do a love subplot in a movie is to make it in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even have, like, just have them become, like, really, really good friends, but with definite chemistry between the two of them that can turn into something more. So that's a little tip for you guys out there who are writers and stuff.
Yeah.
Who are thinking about putting in a love subplot in their book or movie or TV show or whatever. Don't put it in the foreground.
No.
Put it in the background.
Keep it in the mid or background. Somewhere in that.
And
yeah.
Have it be there, but not too much. And just, keep your characters' goals the same. Keep them the same. Like, don't make them like a bumbling idiot when the other is in the room.
Right, yeah.
Keep them intelligent. Make them really, really good friends. And make them have chemistry.
And for the love of all that is holy, let it develop on its own.
Naturally,
organically. Yes, just let it happen when it happens, basically.
Yeah.
Like it should in real life if people weren't so obsessed with coupling off once they're 18. Not even before that. God, when you're like, I've seen little kids walking around, they're like 10, if that, holding hands, and I'm just like, dear Lord, people, you do not have to be paired off constantly.
Yeah.
We just have this stigma in society that if you're not paired off with someone, you're not a complete and whole person. Which, and I admit, that is the That is the motivation behind some people who ship. I'm just telling you it's not behind Dallin and I, because I don't want you to, I don't know. I just don't want to be, I don't want to be seen as one of those people.
He's one of those people.
Sorry if you are one of those people. You got a little bit to learn, I think. But like you were saying,
you'll find it out eventually. But
write love. Do not write romance. Please don't write romance.
And we're not saying that we fully understand love.
No, I'm not saying I fully understand love.
We are not being like the authority here, telling you what love is. We're just saying the idea of it.
We are, however, telling you what good love looks like in terms of books or movies or TV shows.
We're not telling you real life advice here.
I think it applies to real life too.
Yeah, but like,
if you can just stop putting so much pressure on it,
it will happen in your own way.
Right.
It won't happen the same as someone else's.
Right. And so I'm trying to think of a real... Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Star Wars Rebels, Kanan and Hera.
Yeah, they're together.
Thing,
they're together.
But it's never in your face.
No, the most you get, I think, is like Kanan is like putting an arm around her or something.
Right, or she calls him love.
Yeah.
I think I saw in one episode. It's where Thrawn's attacking. And Kanan goes out to talk to the... sorry if you people haven't seen Star Wars Rebels yet. I haven't seen all of it. But I did see this episode where Kanan goes out to talk to the Bindu to get his help.
Yeah.
And Hera's, worried about him because Thrawn's just raining holy hellfire down on their base, and she's just like, get your butt back here. And, but he finally comes through, and he's like, I think he's really trying to kill us this time. Hera's just like, that is only funny because you're still alive. Now, please, come home, love. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
But would they ever, ever, ever walk away from their duties and responsibilities?
No.
For each other? No. Freaking Kanan is a Jedi. He's obviously not, like, full-on, adhering to all their regulations and stuff, Jedi. But he's still a huge member of the rebellion. Hera is a huge member of the rebellion.
Now, let's go in... Okay, yeah.
They're not just gonna give up who they are and what they believe in just because they, to run off together.
Yeah.
They're gonna... Love has to work around the plot, and it's got to work around their lives, and like...
Now, let's go into...
Not the other way around.
What the shippers love in that show, which is Sabine and Ezra. Now, I haven't seen enough of Rebels yet to see why people ship those two a lot.
Other than the fact that they're in the same age group.
Yeah. Other than the fact that they're in the same age group, and they're both mildly attractive, and they're together a lot. And that's basically it. That's like the main...
Right.
That's like the main just focus of like romance nowadays is like they're in the same age group, they're both attractive, they both like the same things.
Bam, they're together. No
reason.
Right.
No build up, no payoff. It's like I can't wait till we get our animation studio up and running so we can freaking...
we can do stuff right.
I know, right?
But, like, one of the funniest ships in that show... And, I haven't seen all of Star Wars Rebels, so I don't have enough information on Sabine and Ezra to really... To me, what I have seen, they just seem like really good friends.
Yeah.
I don't think it would go anywhere beyond that.
Because even Dave Filoni, like, on stage, he was like... Because we went to go see him at 40th Celebration. He was like, yeah, when Sabine and Ezra were together and that, like...
You're right.
And, like, a whole bunch of people were like, woo! And he's like...
Not together.
Not together.
Just... Oh. There goes the part we're going to have to edit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But, like, one of the funniest ships that I've come across...
Oh, God.
Just in the course of me... And yes, I ship Thrawn and Eli, but I'll get on that in a little bit. But one of the funniest ships from that show is freaking Zeb and Callus. Like, I get that Zeb is the one, and I haven't even seen this episode, I've just read about it. Zeb is the one that kind of turns Callus and changes his mind because they get stuck on a planet or a moon or something together, and they get stuck for a while. And so Zeb's the one that changes his mind, and Zeb might even be his contact, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Well, what on earth? What support do you have beyond that? That, there's anything going on there. That cracks me up. I think it's so funny. People.
That is pretty funny. Now, a lot of people ship Ahsoka and Barriss. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
What I've seen so far, I don't get that either. No, not yet. Maybe I will, but I don't know. Ahsoka just seems really driven.
Yeah.
And, really determined. She's very goal-oriented. She doesn't... I don't know if she'd really care to get distracted by something like that.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle of a war. I don't know.
Especially since, she's, a Jedi and...
Right.
At that point.
Yeah. And again, I think I just started season 3.
Yep.
I just started season 3 of Clone Wars. So if there's more... I don't know. My mind might change on that, but so far, no.
There's another episode with Barriss.
Well, I'm sure.
And Ahsoka oriented.
Okay.
And a lot of people say that that's, the episode that, solidifies it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Because there is kind of, a rift that becomes in between them. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there is a rift that comes in between them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much information, but... Yeah, the Zeb and Callus thing cracks me up. Makes me laugh. I was like, okay. I'll have to watch the whole show and see if there's something I'm missing, but so far I don't get that one.
Okay, so shall we go into,
Yeah, I think we should give examples
of good ships.
Well, just of the ones that we support, so you can kind of get a sense for what we like. And really, I'm not a big shipper. I have 2 big ones. That's it.
I have really, just one.
And all the fandoms that I'm a member of, I've got 2. That's all.
Yeah, I got 1.
Want me to go first then?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go you, me, you.
Okay, well, I'll just go with the one I already mentioned, which is Thrawn and Eli. They're together for 15 freaking years, right?
Yeah.
Practically inseparable for 15 years. And I'm not saying that, time is gonna wear everyone down and they're gonna eventually get together, but there's just so much... I don't know. There's just these scenes. There's these moments between the 2 of them that's just they're clearly, and I'm not saying anything would happen in the scope of the book. In fact, it probably wouldn't even happen until, hopefully, if Thrawn ends up leaving the Empire and gets out of that alive. And my gosh, that is a discussion for another day. Dallin knows that. But, if Thrawn lives, gets out of it alive... and reunites with Eli, I could see something developing after that. But it's just because of how long that they spend together in the book, how much they trust each other, and the fact that, Thrawn sends Eli to the freaking Ascendancy in order to help them, whereas he's been playing the Empire for 15 freaking years by the end of the book just to get there. Have you
finished the book?
Almost. Dude, and I'm enjoying... I read a big chunk of it today. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. Yeah. But, I already know the end. I didn't know the twist about Night Swan, though, so that part was kind of cool. But yeah, he sends Eli to the Ascendancy when he's been working for 15 years to be able to bring back, this big, massive, mega power to help his people, to help the Chiss. And the person he ends up sending is Eli Vanto. Because he just trusts him that much, and he has that much faith in him, and I don't know. There's chemistry there. I support that one. Okay. However, even if something had happened, in the novel, in the scope of the novel, in that timeline, even if one of them did realize that they loved each other, or the other person, it wouldn't have changed what they did. It wouldn't have changed Thrawn's decision to send Eli away. And it wouldn't have made Eli say no or yes or either way. He would have, so it doesn't change who they are. That's the kind of shipping I like. It doesn't... It's not going to make you just drop everything you've been working for just to run off on some little romantic whim. Yeah. And so, but I could see where, those emotions might come into play later. And if Filoni's really, really brave... It might happen. That would be actually, that would be really cool. Because J.J. Abrams was all, all over the internet Was it J.J. Abrams? It was somebody. Like, there's gonna be gay characters in Star Wars. Get over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, those, you know...
I mean, there was back in the 90s. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know...
Well, I don't know why it has to be a big deal.
Ah, yeah.
If two characters are together and they have chemistry, like, just let it... And again, the way you don't get, like, you know, people's feathers are all ruffled is just don't put it in your face. For the record, I don't like any relationship being shoved in my face.
Me neither.
I can't think of a single canon relationship that I really thoroughly enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
As far as it being, you know, a centerpiece of a story.
Well, maybe once you watch more Rebels.
I like Kanan and Hera.
Yeah, maybe once we watch more Rebels, you'll like that one more.
Well, no, I'm not saying I don't like that one. That's one of the ones I do like because they do it well.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, God, you get Padme and Anakin, and it's just, like, gag fest. Even in Clone Wars.
It's better in Clone Wars than it is in the movies.
Oh, it is. I mean, they still, you know, are trying to stay true to what they believe in, and, you know, Padme's always, like, duty comes first and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, Anakin's like, I would walk away from the Jedi for you. And
now, what about
why?
Obi-Wan and Satine?
I really like them a lot. Because that's a case of, again, love not being enough. They love each other.
They have their own duties.
But but their lives took them in completely separate directions, and that's just how it turned out for them. But they still love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just how it worked out.
Yep.
So I like that. Okay, go ahead. Your turn.
Okay, mine comes from Ruby, the Rooster Teeth animated show. And I know a lot of people hate this, but I'm sorry, it works. And it's something that I'm pretty sure is probably going to happen. So, sorry. But it's Yang and Blake. The reason why I love this, like, just this ship so much is because they have so much chemistry with each other, and they're best friends. They're, like, the bestest of friends in the show. And, I think, you know, the first bit you have of it, or have with it, because they first meet, like, you know, when they're doing, like, the slumber party, or not the slumber party, but they're all, like, laid out with their sleeping bags, when they first get to Beacon, and, like, they meet each other, and it's, like, a very awkward meeting, because Blake is quiet, and Yang is a very eccentric social maniac.
Right, they complement each other really well.
Yeah, and so they get paired together to go through the forest to go find the chess pieces, and that's how they end up getting on Team Ruby and stuff. And then, like, fast forward, like, almost, a few seasons, well, no, a few episodes, and it's when Torchwick gets away, and Blake is, like, completely sleep deprived of trying to figure out where he is so she can hunt him down, because he knows something about the White Fang. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to find Adam. That's the whole reason why.
Yeah.
So that she can take him down. And she's, like, completely out of it, losing it. And Yang is there to kind of, like, bring her back down. Like, no, you're gonna kill yourself if you keep going on like this. And, you know, and she tells her the story about what happened. Yang tells her the story about what happened to her mom and how she just kind of disappeared one day. And, like, that was the story of how she walked through the blizzard and stuff to go find her mom and almost died. Mm-hmm. And that whole scene between Blake and Yang, where they're just kind of like, where Yang is sharing this story with her, and Blake is listening, like, very intently, and just that moment is possibly my favorite in that show so far. Mm-hmm. And I like how, though, it doesn't change anything. Mm-hmm. Blake, she's like, okay, I will kind of calm down a little bit.
Right.
I will get some more sleep. You convinced me. but I am still going to look for him. And Yang's like, that's okay, I'll help you.
Right.
And so it works. Like, those two work. Mm-hmm. And then you, of course, skip forward to Volume 3. And spoilers, Adam comes, and he starts fighting Blake. Well, he starts chasing down Blake, and Blake is too traumatized to fight back. And Yang comes in, she sees it, she instantly goes for him, and he chops off her arm. But Blake manages to save her last minute, and they run off. And then Blake leaves, and then Yang is now depressed because she doesn't have an arm, and that means that she probably won't ever fight again, but luckily she can because of Atlas technology.
Right.
And it's just, and I'm so excited to see where they take it, because in the direction that it's headed for right now, I can see it definitely happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they follow through.
Because
they've built it up.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, but Sun. No. Like,
no, honestly, no. I don't see that.
Me neither.
They're friends.
They're good friends. They're really good friends.
But there's no tension there. There's no...
Yeah, there's no
attraction. As far as I can... I mean, just... No,
it might be, like, attraction on Sun's side, but not so much on Blake's side. And the only reason why she kind of just blushes at him every once in a while is because he's being kind and considerate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's, because, like, he says something in Volume 4, and she, like, slightly blushes at it, but, like, that's just her being like, oh, well, thank you. Like, I didn't expect it from you.
Right.
And, yeah, I just like Yang and Blake a lot. They would work really well. They complement each other perfectly. And I think that they would be just the best way to go for that show.
And I'm okay with that. I don't understand why people
hate it so much.
Yeah.
It's just
the divides that shipping always causes in fandoms.
Yeah.
I guess. Because some people get really territorial about their freaking ships, and it's like, people...
Now,
unless it's canon, you have got to calm the heck
We
down.
can also talk about another RWBY one, which is Nora and Rin.
See, I like them, though, because you can't tell.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They might be really good friends, they might be brother-sister relationship, or it might be something more than that, but you can't tell at all.
Like a more than brother and sister type of relationship.
Right.
Like, even closer than that.
Right.
And I like that. I like that couple. That's it. Now, that is a couple that is universally loved.
Well, but they're technically canon, though.
Yeah.
I mean, in what capacity are they canon? I don't, again, you don't know. At least not yet.
Yeah.
But they are canon.
Okay, go on to your second one.
Yeah, I had a couple, one of them slipped out of my head. But one thing I wanted to say is that if you notice that our ships are mostly same-sex couples, it is because with opposite-sex couples, for the most part, the relationship's either already written into canon, or when it's not, it's such this, like, it's just this breath of relief. It's like, oh, yay, it's like fresh air. Like, here's a guy and a girl that can be together and not, be jammed together into a romantic relationship. That's why I generally do not, ship non-canon relationships between men and women, because it's either already there, or if it's not, it's like, oh, thank goodness. Someone can write a man and a woman together.
Yeah, like, take,
without
for example,
having to cram them together.
Yeah, like the first freaking episode of a TV show. A modern TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Like a cop show.
Oh, right. Like,
dude.
It's there instantly. And it's going to take like 5 seasons for them to get together. But it's going to happen. And it's just, oh, God,
it's so
really?
boring.
Yeah, it's so boring because it's so predictable.
Yeah.
And just unrealistic, too. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, with it being unrealistic that it takes 5 years, but then I was talking about, like, Thrawn and Eli being together for 15 years, but nothing ever happens. Lest you think that's unrealistic, may I remind you, Thrawn is categorized as an INTJ. Speaking as a fellow INTJ, let me tell you right now, it takes hellishly long time.
Yeah.
For us to figure out our freaking emotions. Yeah, it takes a hellishly long time for INTJs to figure out their emotions, and even longer to decide that those emotions are going to stick around, to the point where you feel like you can act on them. Yeah. 15 years? That's nothing for an INTJ who has other things on his mind. So, there's my defense of that one. Second one, my second one, I argue, is canon.
This is canon. This is freaking canon. I don't care what anyone says. This thing is freaking canon. And if you say it's not, then you're stupid.
You're just you're just overlooking the stuff in the third movie. And that is freaking Thorin and Bilbo Baggins. Thorin Oakenshield, Bilbo Baggins. The two of them were freaking in love. I don't care what you say.
Is it...
in Peter Jackson's movies.
Is it Bilbin? Is it...
It's actually Baggenshield.
Thilbo? Oh.
No,
Baggenshield?
It's Baggenshield.
I like it.
Right?
I like it.
It's Baggenshield. I know, it's like one of my favorite name meshes.
You know what?
Of any ship ever.
Did I ever tell you what Yang and
No.
Lakes are?
No.
Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah,
Bumblebee.
Colors. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Thorin and Bilbo's Baggenshield. But okay, just to, again, reiterate that I don't go looking for ships, I made it through all three movies without seeing this at all. And it got to the freaking end of the third one. And all of that stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's there. And
they've been baiting people.
They have. And you go back and you watch it, even from the very beginning, and it's just like, but it really comes into play at the end, like the last half of the second movie, and then the entire third movie.
Now, how long did that journey take?
By the time Bilbo goes back home, it's like 13 months. Something like that. Or no, is that? That might be Frodo.
Yeah, because
13 months to the day since Weathertop, so that was longer for them. I swear it's like, it's a little over a year, I think, for Bilbo.
Yeah.
Because you get to, so it's close to his birthday, right? In the beginning?
Yeah. And when he gets back, people think that he's dead, so they start selling all of his crap.
Right, well, so you go through summer, you get autumn while they're in Mirkwood, and then it's hitting winter by the time you get to Lake Town in Erebor. And so he's gone for several months.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you don't write lines like the ones they gave those actors, especially Bilbo at the end, without knowing what you're doing.
Also, not to mention the actors themselves and Peter Jackson himself made it that way.
He did. The way he directed them was very, like, especially in Thorin's death scene, was very similar to the way he directed Tower. I can't remember her name now.
Tauriel.
Yeah, but it's Evangeline Lilly. No, not her character name.
Oh, yeah.
But Evangeline Lilly and Aidan Turner.
Oh, yeah.
For, their scene together. And I'm just like, the camera angles
are exactly the same.
It's like, oh, God. And the freaking Bilbo's line about, Thorin never being a king to him. He was, he was never a legend. He wasn't that. And Balin just gives him this look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
I know, and I'm like, Bilbo, I don't think even realizes it until Thorin's dying on the ice, whereas Thorin, I'm pretty sure, realizes it. I would say he realizes it in Lake Town.
Yeah? I would say that he realizes it much later than that. I would say he realizes it once he's out of his stupor.
Oh, no, definitely once he's out, he knows.
Yeah.
But Lake Town, I think he's starting to feel it a little bit, but maybe just doesn't let himself think about it, because... Bilbo the Arkenstone and Erebor is right there, and Bilbo has to go in and face the dragon, and so it doesn't come to the forefront of his mind, but I think that's where it starts to really hit him, whereas Bilbo, I think, falls in love first, but realizes it, when Thorin's dying.
Yeah.
He's the last one to figure it out, and everyone else is just like, oh my gosh. And then he stumbles at the very end where the guy asks him who's Thorin Oakenshield, and Bilbo just looks at him like, God, you just said his name, and that's like a knife to my heart right now, and he really can't say what he is. He says he's my friend, but it's after a big old stall and stumbling, and it's canon. I'm sorry.
It is. It is.
But it's done so well that the people who don't want it to be there, or don't want to see it, You don't have to see it. You can look right over it, and the movie's not going to be any different, and it's not going to be any less. You know, the whole trilogy is not... It's not going to take it away if you don't like the fact that they did it on purpose. They did. Yeah. It is freaking canon. Whether you like it or not. It is.
It is.
But that's, again, it's one of my favorite relationships because it doesn't...
And, yeah, also, my friend Laura, she's been my friend for many, many years. She completely agrees with you on that.
Does she?
Yep. She's like, because, like, we were talking about, like, how... Because she doesn't get the whole Frodo and Sam thing at all.
No, I don't get that either. I saw them...
Especially since Sam gets freaking married.
Right.
And...
Yeah, they were extremely close.
Yeah, they were like brothers.
But not, not in love in that
But
way.
I was saying, like, but Thorin and Bilbo, right? And she's like, oh, hell yeah. Like, you would not believe. Because I think she said that she started seeing it around the second movie, I do believe. Yeah. That's when she started seeing it. And she's like, wait a minute, what?
I didn't. I got through all of them until that freaking end scene where Bilbo's trying to leave the mountain. I even got through Thorin's death scene. I got through all of that without seeing it, but then you go back and you watch all 3 movies, and you realize these little things.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it's Thorin Oakenshield and Bilbo decides to take a freaking acorn, which turns into an oak tree. Or the fact that in Lake Town, their clothing swaps colors.
Uh-huh.
Thorin is now wearing Bilbo's maroon, and Bilbo has Thorin's blue.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
Like, you just... Oh, God, you can't. There's too many little small things that just add up.
Too many subliminal messages.
Yeah. Go. Okay, we're in...
So, we won't be able to do our movie review today, guys.
No. Sorry, it's an older one, though, but we'll do it next time.
Yeah, we watched it all last night.
Or we'll save it. We'll save it for next time. We might be doing when does Spider-Man come out?
Yeah, it comes out this week, mate.
Does Spider-Man come out
7th.
this weekend? Oh, yes! Spider-Man comes out.
Yeah!
We'll be doing that one next.
That's what I'm talking about. Finally, a movie in theaters that I want to go see. Woo!
Transformers.
Oh, God. The funny thing is that we haven't even listened to that episode yet, because I think we're just scared
of how much we yelled.
Of what we said.
And how much yelling was done.
Yeah.
There was a lot
we do
of
need
yelling.
to watch it, though.
We do. We need to listen to it. We will.
We haven't watched the other Red 2 Channel yet, though. Either that we did.
No,
last week
either. That one either. I need to listen to that one.
But yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed these insights from us of these subjects. I think we got through what we wanted to say.
I think so. Yeah.
Jordan definitely struck poetic.
Waxed poetic.
Yeah, waxed poetic.
A little bit. It's just it's difficult for me to get my thoughts in order in my head when all I'm doing is speaking. I have to write stuff down. And once I write stuff down, it's like everything's really clear, but I never wrote any of that down, so that was coming from the jumbled mess of my mind.
It's coming from your heart.
Yeah, which is never a coherent place for anything to come from for me. Ever.
So yeah.
My heart is perpetually drunk.
So yeah. If you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. We have our Facebook page that you can go follow as well. You can also go down below and see the link to my channel. I used to spell it out for you guys, but I don't need to do that because we have links in our description. So, yeah. Right now I'm going through Nier Automata, and that game is freaking amazing. Like, I can't get over how good that game is. So, and I need to play more of it soon. And you need to play it, because I think you would really like it.
Okay.
So, I hope that you all enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time.
Yep, see ya.
Bye!